Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Well, yesterday I made a video about the GGI, right? GGI, and that is the second club came out finally and said, you know what, this is who we are, these are our goals, and we are created because of that enemy, common enemy. And our ways of doing business are this: bam, bam, bam. Contrary to the blackmail threats, regime change, and straight attack done by Al Capone. Now, the group as BRICS, remember the economic, they call it economic organization of developing economies, Brazil, India, China, South Africa, and Russia, they, in Shanghai Cooperation Organization, hit the West where it hurts the most. As I said before, you don't need to go and fight in Ukraine. You make sure you hurt the big guys in charge of the West. One of the three, according to me, profiteers, and that is the big international banking system. When I say international, I'm not talking about, Bangladeshi or Zimbabwean or no, I'm talking about a connection between the Western banks, the West banks, or located in the West, plus a few locations in other places on this planet. So the Shanghai Cooperation Organization wants a bank, as BRICS has its own bank. So I have here this the last declaration of the Shanghai Cooperation Organization, where the first thing on top of the list is forming a bank. And I will explain, and I give you the example of Ceausescu, I'll give you the example of Gaddafi, of Saddam. They were all killed partly for the same reason. They wanted a bank outside of the World Bank, the International Monetary Fund, and all those sharks. But here I'm not talking about one little guy like Ceausescu in Romania, Gaddafi in Libya, or Saddam Hussein in Iraq. I'm talking about India, China, Russia. And I'm going to show you more than that. They confirm something I said yesterday as well, which is the world order was buried in China. That's one. And the other one, the West had its century. That's something I said yesterday morning in the first video. And then we find out that Putin not only meets Xi Jinping, meets Narendra Modi, meets Fico of Slovakia, but he meets also the Pakistani Prime Minister. Now, do you think the meeting between these two leaders is a threatening one? Is I'm your boss, otherwise I will place sanctions or tariffs on you? That's one of the reasons why the other club is so appealing to the rest of the world who is not yet under the plantation of Al Capone. I'm going to discuss that one. And the last topic is Kim Jong Un, the woodchuck, the guy in charge of North Korea, a bad guy, who is going to attend the 80th China Victory Day parade in Beijing tomorrow, but it's going to be today here in the United States of America because of the time lag. He is moving, he crossed into China. He is in China right now, and he's going to join all the bad dudes because they are bad. But the guy who's always threatening people, blackmailing, and lecturing everybody is the good guy all of a sudden. Why? He's like a parent. But unappointed parent. It's a self-appointment, appointed parent. And that is obviously Al Capone. So let's start with the first topic, which is they're gonna hit the West exactly where it hurts. The dollar dominance and the banking system. I guarantee you that the West has two options. One, to start being imbecile and continue, we're going to, nothing. Or they will say, hey, guys, enough with this kind of, you know what I mean? Don't lose face, okay? But hey, talk to them, negotiate. in the middle of the night, maybe you're going to have another option to talk to them when they look at the moon. Okay, so let's start with the first topic. This is according to Sputnik from 5 hours ago, today, the 2nd of September 2025. Shanghai Cooperation Organization Tianjin Declaration. Key details. And I said, okay, what are the key details, man? What the hell is there? Do you see that? Oh my God. I mean, yeah, I mean, how do you call work defect? Holy moly, what's going on over there next to Mr. MI6 agent, Prime Minister of Armenia, right there. Great. All right, so what do we have? Look at the first paragraph. It's one sentence. The interested members, states of the Shanghai Cooperation Organization confirmed the importance of establishing the SCO Development Bank and decided to establish it according to Tianjin SCO declaration. The interested member states confirming the importance of establishing the SCO Development Bank decided to establish it and intensify consultations on a range of issues related to the functioning of this financial institution. You heard it? The states emphasized the important role of the Interbank Association, the document read. The advocates pending up the resolution of the issue of connecting the authorized Bank of the Islamic Republic of Iran to the work of the IBO, the document read. You got it? That means that they will take a lot of customers from the international banking system who can blackmail, if they're ordered by certain interest, to do whatever they want, which is, well, we're going to kick you out from this, we're not going to give you money, we're going to give you money, but you got to give us this, then you go bankrupt, then we get your items, and then after that, we're going to make another deal. That's how they take over countries. They give you loans, they give you money, and then they want you to do this, 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 and you use as collateral this, this, this. You implement it or not, they will fail, and then you give me the collateral. And I take the collateral, and then we discuss again. After we discuss again, we come with a different plan after I have the collateral, which is your country. I mean, I'm exaggerating, obviously. The point is this: Saddam Hussein wanted to do this, a bank. Ceausescu wanted to do with the Arabs, okay? And then it was Mr. Gaddafi who wanted to do the same. And they wanted to go around the petrodollar, which is Gaddafi and Saddam, and they're all both, you know where they are. So this is the Achilles heel, besides the military-industrial complex, plus the energy sector, which is the natural resources, oil, gas, and all. These are the big three profiteers. Hit them, hurt them, and they will come and talk to you after they try everything to destroy you first, like they try in Ukraine right now. Move next. And this is the confirmation of my video yesterday. Russia Today, I think. The West had its century. The future belongs to these leaders now. My point was, when I made a video yesterday, that the old methods of dealing with the world used by everybody else, but the Europeans had the biggest power. Why? It was ingenuity, I guess, because they got ahead of others and they were able militarily and culturally to dominate them. That was a result then of how do you call it? Colonization. Then it doesn't work anymore because out of those countries, and I'm not crying for the Russian Empire, I'm not crying for India or China, they are big countries, okay? But nevertheless, all three of these countries were kicked in the teeth by those guys in the West at one point or another. Not the other way around, mostly unidirectional. All right, so now they say, you know what, those methods do not work, you have to adapt. That was my word I used. And we'll see if the West will adapt or will just insulate himself, is going to isolate everything in the plantation with Al Capone being the boss. And some of these guys will try to break away from the plantation. That's exactly what these guys say. And then we go again to Russia Today. This is their opinion or assessment. The old world order was buried in China. Here's why it matters. Why? Because these guys are going to create new institutions, international institutions, and countries will flock to apply for membership. Why? The other option is you do what I tell you, otherwise I'm going to sanction you. because you're a bad dude and I say you're the bad dude and somehow I'm in charge of you. This is the other club. And if you don't listen to that, I'm going to hurt you with tariffs nowadays, and then I will try a regime change through the traitors in your countries with my NGOs, my money, and my cells in there, dormant cells can activate, mainly with the money and with the blah blah blah. I buy the media and then I change your way of thinking. And then obviously I can do some, so it's between that option or meeting in front with this guy and just talk, and create projects and cooperate on an equal footing. And let me show you another place where the West lost. Here it is. New Voice of Ukraine. Russia signs deal with China to build Power of Siberia 2 pipeline through Mongolia. So yeah, West, you buy the more expensive, much more expensive liquefied natural gas if you want from the Americans, because they told you to sanction your cheap gas coming from Russian pipelines. It's okay, you're gonna screw yourself because the boss says so. In the meantime, there's a big world out there, and these guys are tapping in. What are you gonna do? They're gonna be self-reliant. If tomorrow the European Union or the Americans don't exist, or the New Zealanders and Australians, South Korea and Japan and Israel do not exist, all these guys, I guarantee you the rest of the world will be just fine. Just fine. But these guys, in their supreme and narcissistic self-assessment and mental illness, they think that without them, you're gonna die. Alright, so let's see what these guys are doing. Russia has signed a memorandum with China to construct the Power of Siberia 2. It's one already is there. Gas pipeline. Europe, you don't want gas? Other people want it. And Soyuz Vostok transit route through Mongolia. Gazprom CEO Alexei Miller, whoopee, what the hell, that's not Russian, announced after negotiations in Beijing, according to Russian state news agency. The project would allow for a transit of up to 50 billion cubic meters of Russian natural gas annually through Mongolian territory to China. Deliveries under the new agreement are expected to continue for 30 years. Miller also said that Russia and China had agreed to increase annual deliveries via the existing Power of Siberia 1 pipeline from 38 billion to 44 billion cubic meters. So I think 38 and 44 is less than 50. Okay, but this is up to. So where is that located? Let me see if I get a map. All right, let's go to this Google map. So what are we talking about here? We're talking about obviously Mongolia here, and we talk about China here, and we talk about Russia. So it's going to be through Mongolia in through China. We're going to transit. That's why they're so good friends right here. And there, Mongolia, China, Kaparaka, Tsuku, Muku, and Xinjiang, Xinjiang. We're not going to go into that one. All right. Cooperation as equals, negotiations, not threats and garbage. I understand that Donald Trump wanted to equalize the tariffs. That's great. I'm all for it. But he's not using that for that. Otherwise, you're not going to impose 50% tariffs on Indian goods just because you can. He couldn't kneel China economically. He couldn't, not he, the interest behind him. They couldn't destroy Russia in this garbage in Ukraine. With China, they failed. India did not collapse and holds the line together with the other two. So these guys are toast. Who are they going to go to? I'm talking about Al Capone. To the already dead empires of Great Britain, France, Germany? Or what? Israel is over there in charge. What do you want? They're going to destroy you all. All right, and then we go to the next one. Not only that, he's talking to the Chinese and the Indians. He's talking to the Prime Minister of Pakistan. Why is it important? Not because, they talk. They're not going to be threatening. The attitude is different. It's of cooperation and mutual interest without obligations. I'm not going to tell you, hey, you're going to stop buying oil from that guy because we don't like it. Because we don't like what that person does. It's your right, your interest. But this is the way Al Capone works. Putin holds meeting with Pakistani Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif in China. Good for them. Maybe they're going to build something over there as well. And we find out that the woodchuck, King Jong Un, takes moving fortress bulletproof train to meet Putin and Xi at Beijing military parade. I don't know, why is it not flying? is afraid it's going to be bombed or something. Yeah, well, what can we do? All right, next one. North Korean Kim crosses border into China in armored train. And this is what these guys are doing. North Korea to deploy 6,000 troops to Russia to cover massive losses. But it doesn't matter. The point is, the other club is formed, is moving along, is moving on. It's not, oh, we start now. It's been moving. The BRICS, the Shanghai Cooperation Organization, they are moving already. The fact that Kim Jong Un shows up in Beijing together with Putin and with Xi Jinping, after they had Modi and others, the Iranian Prime Minister, also in Shanghai Cooperation Organization summit, or whatever you want to call it. I think it was summit. All right? Is this just organized? Let's see. How do you call it? Doesn't say it. But here it is, my friends. Attacking the bank. That was one reason why my favorite president of the United States of America was Andrew Jackson. I killed the bank. Remember? That was one of the reasons why. Why? They succeeded in 1913 to bring the bank, the Jackal Island in New York, New Jersey, wherever it was. They brought it back with our Jackal elected officials. Thank you very much for being with me again today. I think it's good that this occurs, bad and good. The two options the West has is to continue being as they are, and they will lose. They will isolate themselves with about 40 countries out of 193 countries, or to try to cooperate with the other ones without losing face. You'll see. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.